Hello everyone, hope you all are doing very fine. Myself Amit Kumar Mani, founder of Global Pharma Academy. Today we are talking about the third class of the pharmacovigilance course, which is free online course in pharmacovigilance. So before that, the module 1 we was discussing about aims of the pharmacovigilance, then clinical trials overview, and then history of the pharmacovigilance. Then next module we was discussing about who can report adverse event, then types of the adverse drug reactions and causality assessment. Lot of information we already told, so I request all of you to go through the previous two videos before watching this video full, so that you connect very well and understood all the pharmacovigilance in our course. So let's talk about the today's module. So today we will cover about the reporting databases where the adverse event is reported according to the respective country. Countries we will talking about. Then next is ICH guidelines and the remaining things whatever required. Okay, and some of the terminologies. So let us start. So first of all, I will told you the reporting database from the FDA, that is MedWatch. This is the reporting database for the safety data for medicinal product, medicines, nutritional product, medical devices, any kind of medicinal devices and related products. You can report that kind of the adverse event happened with those products. You can report. So there are two ways to reporting. First, healthcare professional, or you can say the industry experts, can report. Their form number is 3500A, and 3500 is for the volunteers and the patients. So what to report? First of all, you have to report serious adverse event. Next is the products error, manufacturing errors, or you can report any for example, you took one of the medicine from any brand and the same molecule you took from another brand, and there is adverse event happening or reactions happening. You can have to mention this also while reporting. So this is all about the MedWatch. Now we move to the that is regulatory authority of various country. We already told regulatory authorities of various country in the last class actually, but today we'll talk about the Europe. So EMEA, European Medicinal Agency, is the regulatory body, and the databases which is used for reporting the safety adverse event, you can say, that is EUDRA vigilance. So there are two types of EUDRA vigilance. First is clinical trials EUDRA vigilance. Second is post-marketing surveillance EUDRA vigilance. So first is during the clinical trials, any adverse event happened, then you can report in the EUDRA vigilance clinical trials. And in post-marketing surveillance means after drug is marketed and still there is side adverse event is happening, then it comes under the post-marketing surveillance EUDRA vigilance, which is mainly you can call it as individual case safety report. Okay, ICSR. So who are the entities who can report adverse event? First of all, any marketing authorization. Marketing authorization means manufacturing company itself, or the sales team means medical representative to whom the report is reached. Okay. Then next is sponsors in the clinical trials. During clinical trials, if any adverse event happening, then also you can report. Next, marketing. Then next is volunteers and healthcare professionals, means the patient itself or healthcare professionals, and national competent authorization. So this is all about EUDRA vigilance. Now we'll move to the next country, UK, that is MHRA. Okay, this MHRA is the regulatory authority of UK. That means medicines and healthcare product regulatory agencies. They have also a database, reporting database, what is known as Yellow Card. So how can anyone access this? There is a website www.mhra.gov.uk/yellow card. Okay, where anyone can report any adverse event. Next is all about the India, that is our government regulatory authority is Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, and there are pharmacovigilance program of India, PVPI you can say, and there are a lot of centers in India where you can report any adverse event. So there are total 25 peripheral centers, 2 zonal centers are there, and 5 regional centers are there where you can report any adverse event. So this is all about the reporting databases. Now we can move to the next, that is ICH guidelines. ICH guidelines is the technical and scientific aspect for pharmaceutical product registration. Okay, so there all the it is International Conference on Harmonization. There are 4 types of ICH guidelines. First is quality, then safety, efficacy, and multidisciplinary. The quality measures the impurity and related quality parameters, safety for the safety databases and guidelines. Then multidisciplinary is all about the CTD and MEDRA. And efficacy, it is designed, conduct, safety and reporting of clinical trials. Okay, so this is all about the ICH, but the guidelines which is used for the pharmacovigilance is the E2 guidelines. ICH E2, GCP E2 guidelines. So what is this? This is very important to need to know. First of all, ICH E2 guidelines. So E2A is there, expected clinical safety reporting. Then E2B, safety reporting data element. Then E2C, PSUR for marketing drug. Then E2D, post marketing expedited reporting standard. Then E2E, pharmacovigilance planning. E2F, development safety update report. So here you saw the PSUR is there, periodic safety update reports, and the SUSAR, suspected unexpected serious adverse reaction. These are two terminologies. About the PSUR, what do you mean by PSUR? It is a pharmacovigilance document intended to provide evaluation of risk benefit balance of medicinal product for some submission by marketing authorization holders at a defined time point during post authorization phase. So this is all about the pharmacovigilance information. I hope this you will get about the various databases, then ICH guidelines and the remaining terminologies. Now we will talk about the various career opportunities in the pharmacovigilance. So where you can work in the pharmacovigilance, how it is. So as pharmacovigilance is very important, you can say the domain of the clinical research where adverse events are reported and monitored, and according to the risk benefit, the action will be taken by the regulatory authorization. So this is all about the pharmacovigilance. So here you will your designation will be drug safety associate. The role is to collect the adverse event, to take the to get the research on it. Then there are various internal departments like a signal detection, individual case safety report, then aggregate reporting, then risk management, quality assurance, and of course MICC. MICC means Medical Information Contact Center. These are the healthcare centers where adverse events are reported. Anyone can report, and the company's employee will take this data and then share to the higher authorization, and further studies will be going on. So according to that, the main aim of the pharmacovigilance is to maintain safety and efficacy of the patient, and also reduces the minimum risk to the other patient. If any adverse event is happening, the drug is withdrawn and the study will be there. So I already told that re-challenge and de-challenge thing. So according to that, the things are happening. To reduce the risk, so definitely these are the benefits for the patient health, to improve the medicine efficacy and the quality. So how many companies are there where you are applying on the pharmacovigilance? We already made a separate video on this. In the I button we will see this. But the companies which operated, first of all, is a contract research organization where clinical trials is going on. And these are the main core companies where you can work as a pharmacovigilance drug safety associate. Second thing is all about you can work in the healthcare IT like TCS, Accenture, Cognizant, who are core company but take the project of the pharmacovigilance as well, and some sponsored companies, manufacturing companies. And here the salary depends on the organization to organization, but you can get 2.4 to 3.6 LPA, and then as it is good. So again, eligibility criteria, you can if you are a pharma graduate or postgraduate, pharma D, okay, and if you are from the life science background, BSc, MSc, or you are from medical science, you can do the career here. There are a lot of career opportunities and the future growth as well in the pharmacovigilance. But still, if you want to learn pharmacovigilance in depth from the expert having 10 plus year experience with the skill development program like resume preparation, interview preparation, we are to teach you. So these are the live classes actually, and these comes under 3-month online certification course in the pharmacovigilance. So I must recommend to join our 3-month online certification course if you wish to learn pharmacovigilance in depth. We also give you the certification because this is certification program. So we are ISO and MSME certified organization. At the same time, you will also get a placement assistance from our end. So for more information about the course, kindly call to this number, and otherwise I already shared all the details in the description. You can read it thoroughly, and we are always there to help you. Either you can comment to this video or call to the given number. So I hope this our initiative about the free course in pharmacovigilance will definitely help you for all of every student who wish to do career in the pharmacovigilance. If you like this initiative, if you like this video, kindly share this video to your friends, your colleagues. I shared that playlist of this all the courses in the description. You just have to click and share this to all your colleagues as well, because their module 1, 2, 3 all are explained. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe our channel, because our channel provides various career opportunity information, interview tips, and of course certification courses information. So that's it from this video. I wish you all the best, and each and every viewer, each and every subscriber of ours, for your bright future. Thank you. Stay connected.